All right, today we're going to talk about something that, well, it probably feels a little too familiar for a lot of you. It's a story about trying to do the right thing at work, running into a wall, and then getting a second chance. Just wow. Can you imagine? You think you're finally done with a really tough, draining part of your job? You've closed that chapter. And then boom, you get the call and you're being sent right back to the front lines. That's where this whole story kicks off. So, how did this whole thing even start? Well, it began from a really good place. The motivation was super simple. A colleague was drowning on a project, and our narrator just wanted to lend a hand. Just pure team spirit. But that simple desire to help? Yeah, it slammed right into a harsh reality. Every single time they tried to actually step in and make a difference, something just stopped them. It wasn't one person saying no, it was like an invisible wall blocking every move. First, they got this, that classic corporate speak, that's outside the scope of the request. Basically, sorry, you can't do that super helpful thing because nobody filled out the right form for it 3 months ago. And if that wasn't enough, right after that, another roadblock. Oh, that's going to be difficult under the current contract. It started to become pretty clear that this wasn't about helping a person anymore. It was about fighting a system. So what was this invisible wall? Well, it all comes down to how big companies are wired. Helping out another team isn't just a friendly favor. It's an actual transaction. The team that's getting the help, they're getting charged for it. Your time, your labor, it's all a line item on a budget. Support is treated as a cost. So let me ask you, have you ever felt that? That feeling of trying so hard to do the right thing at your job, only to get stopped by the system itself? If this story is hitting home for you, let us know by hitting that like button. And hey, while you're at it, subscribe for more explainers that dig into these kinds of challenges. Cart. And then, just as suddenly as it all started, it was over. An order came down from on high, and it was final. The support mission was canceled. Everyone had to pull out immediately. And the reason? It wasn't because the project was finished, or because they'd succeeded or failed. Nope. It was a cold, hard number. The budget was gone. The money from the other department had run out. And just like that, no more money meant no more support. And this is where it just gets so frustrating, right? You're left thinking, wait a second, aren't we all supposed to be on the same team here? Why does it feel like different parts of the same company are working against each other? But out of all that frustration came a really, really powerful realization. Just wanting to help, goodwill, it's not enough. Not in a big organization. To actually make a difference, you need a lot more than that. It turns out that real effective support, well, it's built on 4 pillars. It has to have a clear structure, it needs responsibility to be clearly defined, it has to be grounded in the reality of its cost, and most importantly, its goal has to be about enabling growth, not just patching up a problem. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown useful, it would be awesome if you'd subscribe to the channel. And this right here, this is the core of it. There's a super delicate balance. True support isn't about jumping in and doing everything for someone. If you do that, you're actually taking away their chance to learn and get stronger themselves. It's that old saying, right? You can give someone a fish, or you can teach them how to fish. So you think the story's over, right? A tough lesson learned, and we move on. Well, get this. The next assignment that comes across the desk, it's for the exact same project, the very same battlefield. But this time, everything was different. You can just see the change in mindset. Before, it was all frustration because good intentions were being blocked. Now, it's an understanding of balance. Before, the focus was on that invisible wall. Now, it's on understanding the structure that created it. And that feeling of being helpless, it was totally replaced by a feeling of empowerment. And that's what we want to leave you with. Your past experiences, even the frustrating ones, don't have to define your future. When you're armed with new knowledge, a new perspective, you can go back to those old challenges and create a completely different outcome. So the question isn't just for the person in this story, it's for all of us. When you get a chance to face your old battlefield again, what are you going to do differently?